Jason Roy still hitting them well enough. Full toss hit towards Kami. Don't think he's overly happy, but he's got the muscle and the experience to get it all the way for a maximum.
Immediately indicated to the umpire that he's not seeing it properly. I wish I could not see it properly and hit it like that. He's just losing the ball, isn't he?
A little bit like we saw David Milan not happy points of his innings earlier. But those two opened the batting for England quite a bit. Real wide inside the off stump. Just wonder what's going to happen here in terms of, do we get to the end of the over? Can the umpires get a message across?
I was under the impression that if you lose some lights, you stop immediately and wait for them to come back on. That was my impression.
I don't think it's every tower. I think it's just two of them, isn't it? You can see that one there and one other. They've been impeccable so far, so no doubt someone is on it. But yeah, strange little over this one. And a bit of everything as always. As these two batters, as you say, they have the momentum. They're approaching their individual landmarks. Roy might just have been deceived by a very good slower ball, and Jason Roy is furious. He is still carrying on to Hannibal, the umpire, and I can understand why, to be honest with you. I think he was probably told that he had to get on with it, and Rossington's now coming across to establish what's going on. We've got a bit of a flashpoint here, H, but the end result is going to be the end of Jason Roy's first knock here at the Nepal Premier League.
Well, it's arguably the best score by an overseas player in their first outing here in Nepal. But he has every right to be upset, Jason Roy. To be honest, I've never really seen this before. Yeah, not happy. Good innings though from Roy, goes for 46. The Avengers now 161 for 2.
In comes one of the 3 new overseas players. Remember, wishing Dan Daythwaite well. I think he's flown home with that horrible ankle injury that he had. The fourth umpire, the reserve umpire, has now been sent herring around the ground to run across to the match referee. In comes Dhananjay Lakshan, the Sri Lankan. And I think the lights have just come back on mid-ball. Or certainly in the run-up to the ball. And there is going to be one very unhappy Jason Roy. A remarkable over. A truly remarkable over. It's 161 for 2. I suspect we'll see a bit of talk about this, whatever results here. HD. Here comes Sampal Kami. Brilliant Yorker. Right into the block hole. Rossington moves to 95. I just wonder how much that dismissal of Roy is going to affect the momentum in this Avengers innings. It felt like they were on course for 200. They'll do very well to get there now.
That's spot on. Well, at least he's tried something different, gone around the wicket and gone at leg stump. Sampal Kami. Just looking out of our vantage point here, there's a considerable difference between the light now with all the lights back on than what there was the last over.
I think they should have held up play. I really do, and that's what Jason Roy was saying. Nice bit of innovation. He does get just enough of it to get it round the corner, over, and teasingly over the head of the short fine leg fielder. And it's the first run in Nepal Premier League cricket for Lakshan.
Tough gig this, isn't it? You run in, bowl a great Yorker to Rossington. You then land your next one perfectly as well, but except Lakshan's on bended knee. The Sri Lankans admitted, didn't they? Or was it a Zimbabwean?
I think for those real batchers like me, they'll know it was Douglas Meridia, won't they? All the way back, a long way before. And then it was Ryan Campbell, former Dutch head coach, now up in Durham, who played it, but Dilscoop was the one who patented to the Karnali Dilshan. Into the slots, and a really nice bat swing is going to pump that for 4. Cammy continues with pace on, continues to be costly. He's already gone for 44.
I'm sorry about this, Jimmy Nisha, but the Avengers look a different side. I mean, I know that you're a very valuable player, but Rossington firing, Bhutel at the top of the order, I like. Roy in at 3, and now this fella. Wow.
Oh, a bit of fortune. Sampal Kami cannot believe his luck. What are you doing here if you're Kami? Do you have to think about changing the pace that you're bowling at? Because everything with pace on seems to be going to the rope. 3 consecutive boundaries.
The problem that I have with Sampal Kami is that he can't defend any side of the ground at the moment. You know, you've got to try and say, well, okay, I'm going to defend the leg side. I'm going to come around the wicket and I'm going to try and bowl some leg cutters or some slow balls and force him to go to the leg side, or I'm going to bowl over the wicket, bowl at the wide line and defend the offside.
Well, he may well bring up an unwanted record himself here, Sampal Khan. He might bring up his individual 50 in terms of the runs he's conceded. He's been by a distance the most expensive bowler. And I just wonder who's going to bowl the last 2 overs.
The one thing I will say about it is that in the most difficult circumstances, he does put his hand up and say, give me the ball. So he may go the distance, but he's happy to bowl in the difficult times.
Rossington just wants the single. Not sure why Lakshan is sprinting that one. No chance at 2. He'll have the strike on 96. It's the end of Kami's spell. None for 50. It does come up. It's 176 for 2. The Avengers surging themselves into the playoff picture potentially. They would love a big final 2 overs. And how they would love if Adam Rossington could get to this landmark for the first time in his T20 career. He's 4 away, any boundary will do. Nandan Yadav will bowl the 19th. I have no idea who's going to bowl the 20th. Oh, that's really well bowled for me, inside the guideline. Good change of pace.
Yeah, again, he's bowled a highly skilled delivery here. Pace off the ball at the wide line. So he's saying to Rossington, if you want to hit me, you've got to come fetch me. Now, I know these big hitters like to clear that left leg. So trying to reach that wide line is almost impossible to get any part of the bat on it. You may just get a toe in.
Doesn't get it. Well bowled again. There's interest in the second, but no chance of getting back. Rossington just a shake of the head. He knows he's maybe running out of steam a touch. He's played so well. It's been a pleasure to watch him.
Yeah, just ever since the lights went out, it was almost as if the rhythm just went. They bowled nicely to him. I'll give them that. They've nailed their Yorkers. He's not someone who gets a bended knee and plays that old dill scoop or whatever we want to call it. This is a whole different proposition now for Nandan Yadav against Lakshan, who's 13 from 5. The ideal innings at this stage.
Yeah, 3 ODIs for the Sri Lankan 3 years back. One of the ones the Avengers have brought in. I tell you, this is a brilliant spell in amidst the carnage. I know he's got 3 more balls to bowl. Nandan Yadav has 1 for 26 and has really stood tall this evening.
Rossington could get 99 and Atherton could call him in.
Can't bring up poor old Graham Hick. He's still traumatised by that. Funny enough, Michael Atherton said that maybe one of the only things he would have changed, actually. After all that time, Jason Roy still doesn't look best pleased by what's happened. He's not going to have the strike. Oh, it's a wide. He might have another chance at it.
Good call from the umpire. But again, I must admit, I admire Nandan Yadav for the way he's gone about it. If you're going to make a mistake with the wide, because you can't bowl at the stumps now to Rossington on 97. You bowl at the stumps, you'll never find the ball.
Great drama just in this over alone. Can Yadav close out his spell? He's been really, really good this evening. There it is! 191 T20s. And this is the moment. He gets to lift the bat. The helmet's off. And there will not be a broader smile in the nation than that of Adam Rossington this evening. He's got it off just 55 balls. What an innings, HT.
Entertainment personified. He's gone through all the gears tonight. And he's topped off his season. I know there's still a few more matches to go, but he's topped off the consistency with a wonderful knock here. He's not done yet.
185 for 2. And I've no doubts that there is more than a bit of emotion for Adam Rossington at that very moment. You could almost see it in him. He didn't want to go too big with the celebration, because I think that will mean the absolute world to him. Rather remarkably, he's lost his county contract. He's no longer with Essex. That's out the ground. Lakshan getting into the act as it's Gulshan Jadhav bowled the 20th and final. The 200 plus total on the cards.
Well, here is pace off. Almost as if Lakshan was predicting this, because he just waited for it. A hard off-cutter into the surface. Well, we have had batters say that this is a good pitch. The scores are suggesting that. Nearly 180 was chased down. Well, it was chased down earlier. The Avengers have got a few more. Just bear in mind that the ball chased that down with overs to spare.
Sliced away behind point. There's a fielder out there. Now, what must this feel like for a man who's lost his county deal somehow, playing in leagues all around the world? He's never got to 3 figures before. Very, very special. A hugely likeable man with a magic moment here in Kathmandu. There's satisfaction in that celebration, and the crowd love every second. They know they've been treated to an absolute beauty. Andreas Kraus was the first, Mark Watt the second, Adam Rossington the third.
Oh, there we go. It's been added. The little one next to the 100.
the most important one, if you will, particularly if it leads the Avengers to a crucial win. 3 deliveries left, 6 more to get to the 200 marker. Oh, he's missed out there, hasn't he? And Ja almost does himself a nuisance in the follow-through. Talk about his raw talent, Adam Rossington. You can just see it in every ball that he strikes.
The other thing we got to bear in mind here is 1,400 meters above sea level. You run out of gas. It doesn't matter how fit you are. You can only take in a certain amount of oxygen. And when you've been running between the wickets and slapping the odd boundary here and there, you tend to run out of puff.
Helped away, fielder there, over his head. And it's going to be 200 for just the second time in Nepal Premier League history. The Kings were the first this season, and that came against the Avengers. But the Avengers, thanks to this man, Adam Rossington, are telling their redemption story this evening.
They've teased these boundary riders all night. I'm not sure where you should stand, Gulshan, because that was well over.
Finish the Corey out there. It's very rare you actually see Gulshan Ja that animated. Figures might not stand out as they should, but those 4 overs from Nandan Yadav were really impressive.
Yeah, he was the pick of them. Just again with the times that he's asked to bowl at the top, and then he's asked to bowl at the back end, which are always tricky. Mark Watt just bowled the 3 overs. Sometimes when captains use an awful amount of bowlers, they don't get it right because they just feel as though they want to give everyone an opportunity. We saw it in the earlier game as well. 8 bowlers used, and that team lost.
Well, there's only one man's name on probably the entire nation's lips right now. It's himself, Adam Rossington. He's a crisp ball striker. He gets it into the arc where he likes to score. It's a joy to watch.
So powerful down the ground, over sort of deep mid-wicket. But what he also showed in this innings is that he has touch. It was apt. That's the way that he went to his 100. It's a little bit of difference. Splendid innings. Thank you for the entertainment.
Amen to that. Couldn't agree more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The first man to bring up the 250 marker. He will now be awarded the platinum cap. Well, unless someone gets 150 or something and chase to go by him. Maybe Mark Watt will get 100 and go past him in the chase, who knows. That's the Presidential Graduate School platinum cap leaderboard, and he proudly sits atop of it. I love the kind of slightly, almost impish, childlike grin that he gave to celebrate. It was a really emotional moment as he got there. 63 off the final 5, but I thought that unbroken period in the middle middle overs was maybe one of the best exhibitions that we've seen throughout the tournament as to how to score heavily. Only really going at 7 runs and over in the power play. So those overs 7 to 15, they were crucial. So that will be the target for the Axe. Remember, it's not quite must-win for both sides, but in all reality, the losers will have to do something remarkable to get into the playoffs. The winners will have it all in their own hands, as the Axe will need 202 to win. We'll have all the action from the second innings very soon.
Top cricketer, maximum 4. She'll give you the capsule. You have that. I'll give you that.
the spinners and then kicked on from there.
And let's speak more about that partnership between yourself and Jason then. How was it? Obviously, you know, he's fresh into the camp. What was it like sharing the middle with him?
Yeah, brilliant. He's a quality player. Like I say, he read the situation brilliantly, managed to keep turning over strikes and then got going towards the end himself.
And now coming back from an incredible innings again for yourself last match, did you have a little bit of a shift in mindset today or just keep the same sort of approach?
We thought it was going to be a better wicket than last time. Wanted to try and make advantage of that power play and then see where we went from there. So no, we're definitely happy with 202.
Looking at how the pitch is played for the batters today in particular, what's the team attack going to be with the with the ball walking into the next innings?
I think we've just got to keep the stumps in play for as long as possible. Make them hit good cricket shots and, like I say, hopefully we can defend that.
202, happy with that score? Confident defending it?
Yeah, I think it's just above par. We'll have to bowl and field well, but we're confident.
Excellent. Well done again. All the best for you and the team.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Back to comms.
Thank you, Jess. I just like the way Rossington stated it's just about par. We'll have to bowl really well. This is only the second 200-plus score we are seeing in Season 2 of the NPL. Very modest in his claims over there. Yeah, there it is. It's been an Adam Rossington show. Second centurion of NPL Season 2, a partnership of 127 with Jason Roy for the second wicket. And then Dhananjaya Lakshan came and hammered 23 in 11. Avengers looked a completely different outfit tonight. Very good evening, Fazal Khalil.
Very good evening, Mikhail Vaswani. And what was interesting there is Adam Rossington said is just about par. And the other evening, when they scored about 160 or 150, I think he said they were 10 runs above par. And they lost that game. Bipin Sharma, Nandan Yadav bowled well, though he went for a few runs. Very impressed with the young lad. Nandan Yadav picked up that one wicket. And Sompal Kami going for 50 of his 4. It doesn't happen very often. Mark Watt, the other one to get the wicket, 1 for 24 of his 3 overs. Surprisingly, he didn't complete his quota of overs despite the carnage. 201 for 2 in 20 overs is what the Karnali Yaks will need when they come out to bat. There's the confirmation. The Karnali Yaks need 202 runs to win from 20 overs at a staggering rate of 10.10 runs to the over. Well, just let's take a look at the points table here, Mikhail, and see how things have really worked out for teams, especially after that win from the Janakpur Bulls have just opened up this entire tournament. 5 played, 1 win, 2 points for them. So there are 3 teams on 2 points. And the Chitkun Rhinos on 4 points, having played their 2 games, but sitting pretty right at the top. Sudhir Paschim Royals, they've already qualified for the playoffs. They'll take it nice and easy from here. The Kathmandu Khurkas, they have 2 games remaining, but 1 against the Bolts and 1 against the Avengers, who have started playing well. So everything to play for, and just to remind the viewers that 4 teams will qualify for those all-important playoffs.
Yeah, the top 4. For the moment, Sudhir Paschim Royals have that 1 foot across that finishing line for the top 4. But there's so much to play for, a lot of life in this competition. Anyone's game from here on. Teams are peaking at just the right stage. Players coming back into form. David Malan, Arjun Saud stitched 112 early in the day for the first wicket for the Rhinos. Later in the evening, now you're seeing for the Pokhara Avengers, Jason Roy and Rossington stitched 127. There they are, the 2 gentlemen. Prageet Rambakuela and his colleague in this game, Landon Hannibal, making their way to the middle. A great scenes, wonderful evening, a double header, well and truly into the back end, the business end now. It's all teams jostling for spots, top 4 in the back of their mind, and it's anyone's proposition from here on. Big ask for the Karnali Yaks. They've not had a great outing. They've lost 3 on the bounce. And they've lost twice defending. And before that, once chasing. How buoyed would these gentlemen be feeling after the 200-run performance with the bat? But all eyes will be on the opening batters. And it's the tried and tested combination of Panchal and Mokwat will have to come out there and be on a leather hand right from the ball. Word go.
Well, absolutely, and if they want two men out there to do the job for them, here's one of them, Mark Watt, 114 versus the Lions in this tournament. So we can see that he can really donk the ball. He has a really good strike rate as well, 165, and you really need to play an Adam Rossington kind of innings, and he needs the support from Priyank Panchal. He got in that very first game against the Rhinos. Could he come good for the Yaks again this evening? There's so much need, these two out there, to play that Jason Roy, Adam Rossington kind of innings. They need to get off to that flyer in those first 6 overs. They will start with spin, so they've got to be mindful of the fact that the ball might just stick into the surface. Bipin Khatri's bowled really well in the couple of games that he's played this season. 4 for 15, his best, and he's been amongst the wickets, and he's got the penchant for picking up wickets early.
Yeah, he's a wicket-taking proposition here for the Pokhara Avengers, and he's been on song as well with the ball. All set for the chase. Mark Watt facing up to Bipin Khatri. First run's courtesy an extra egg. Got to go the Rossington way in this chase.
Well, they need to keep it nice and tight and let the batsmen make all the mistakes, because they're the ones who need 10 runs and over. Straight away, out of the screws. That's gone all the way on leg stump. A hit me ball. It had hit me written all over it. And Mark Watt is starting and celebrating with that first 6.
Yeah, just like the way he moved inside the crease and picked the length early. It's always going to be a bit of a challenge here for Khatri, bowling into the left-handed batter. And on this occasion, Mark Watt just hitting him with the turn.
Well, nice to see the Indian Rishi Dhawan out there giving his words of wisdom to Khatri. First game for Rishi Dhawan.
Get it.
Priyank Panchal comes on strike. Yeah, Rishi Dhawan, I saw him recently in a couple of leagues. Did open the batting as well. Yeah, it's a very seasoned campaigner, played for India, a lot of experience. He's been a very fine cricketer.
Very animated in his first game. He's really in it in the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League. Match 21, business end of the tournament. Bipin Khatri to Priyank Panchal got that first ball duck off the mark, and he'll be feeling really good. A very, very good talent, Priyank Panchal from India as well. Fabulous first-class record there, 8,500 first-class runs. No better partner for Mark Watt than this gentleman on your screen.
Yeah, 250s for him. 90 in the very first game. 60 a couple of days ago. A great use of his feet. No look shot. That's out of here. One of the best home runs we've seen all evening. Decisive blow from the batter Mark Watt. He's looking good.
Well, good evening, Bipin Khatri, says Mark Watt. Back live down the ground this time. There is protection, just a single. Just take a look at this once again. So good, so nimble-footed, just down the track, and thank you very much. That's gone all the way. Big into those last of the grass banks here at the TU International Cricket Stadium.
Yeah, touch of arrogance in that hit. Comes with his own flair. Flat points. Grand sight indeed. Light Towers in all its glory. Over the bowler's head, runs. Nicely fielded. Akash Chand with that one-handed effort. What a start here for the Yaks. They've accumulated 17 in the first over. Match number 21 coming to you live from the TU International Cricket Ground here in TiTFoRTaT, Nepal. 202 is the target, 17 knocked off by the Yaks in the first over. Mark Watt getting 14 out of it. He's the highest individual scorer in this competition so far. An unbeaten 114, the first century in NPL Season 2. Just some time back, Adam Rossington got himself also into the three-figure mark. 108 unbeaten runs for him. Vipin Khatri was the spin option. It's going to be Dhananjay Lakshan.
Dhananjay Lakshan, who played so well, 69 matches in his career so far, 69th game, 48 wickets, very good average, a very good economy, 8.75. He's bowling in the power play, 4 for 30, his best. If he can just get either one of them out, preferably Mark Watt, he would have done his job for the evening. Again, second time beaten outside their off stump. Priyank Panchal, very tentative.
Yeah, Fazal, they say desperate times calls for desperate measures. Your thoughts on the 5 changes the Pokhara Avengers made? Dhananjay Lakshan, one of them.
Certainly did well for them, both with bat and now with ball. All the way from Sri Lanka. So a lot of Sri Lankan flavor out there in the middle. The 3 umpires are Sri Lankan. Bowler Sri Lankan. That's a third time. This was the best of them all. It pitched and he's getting a little seam movement away. The Kookaburra ball does have a very pronounced seam, and when you land on the seam, depending on which side the seam is facing, you get a little bit of movement there. Just take a look at that. Bounce, carry through to Adam Rossington. Well, it's all happening here at the TU International.
Yeah, just getting deep into the technicalities of seam presentation and wrist position here, Fazal. Always nice to see a good, nice presentation of the seam at the point of delivery. Change in the field now. Courtesy those 3 deliveries that beat the bat has prompted Kushal Burtel to get a slip in. So 4 on the off inside the circle, saving 1, and 2 on the onside. 2 fielders in the deep, 1 at deep square leg and 1 at deep third.
This time gets back to ball Priyank Panchal. They started with a run rate of 10.10 runs to the over. They need that run rate to be constant throughout the 20 overs. That's the tough thing for them. They need a very good power play. The Avengers had 44 for 1 in their power play. They need to do as well or better to get that, to get into that chase. Huge chase, 184 needed of 110, Mikhail. So their first 6 overs are really crucial.
You know, just coming to the question over here, when you're chasing something as big as 200, we'll get to it after this delivery. Do you really go in with the target for 6 overs as a chasing side? This is what we have to have, we need to have on the table after 6 when you're chasing 200.
Well, that's why you have that required run rate, isn't it? Just keep abreast with the run rate. You need to understand that the 3 phases in this game. Play the 3 phases smart. I'm the kind of person who likes to take it deep into the game. The last 6 or last 5 overs, you can score a lot of runs, provided you have wickets in hand. It's not really how you start. It is very important, but it's more important how you finish. So to finish the innings really well, you need to have wickets in hand, especially in a run chase such as this. You don't want to start hard right in front, lose 3 or 4 wickets, and then you're playing catch up, and by the time you realize it, you're perhaps out of the game.
Absolutely. Remember, there's no Will Persister today for the Karnali X. Jai Kishan Kolsawala, another very fine batter. He's trying to throw the kitchen sink at this one. He'll have to hurry. makes it in time. Very good over. Only 3 runs coming off it. 20 for no loss. We have 3 centurions in the SPL NPL. Andreas Gauss, 104 not out. That was in season 1. And he was from the Pokhara Avengers as well. So 2 centurions from the Pokhara Avengers this year as well. Adam Rossington getting it earlier in the day. And earlier in the tournament, it was Mark Waters right now playing in the middle on an unbeaten 15. Rishi Dhawan, great numbers for him, great economy, seasoned campaigner, can be very skiddy with the ball. Yeah, he'll come hard at the batter. There's a shot third in place. This point on the edge of the circle, shot cover. Chipped in the air, almost carried. Just hurried the batter and cramped him for room.
Well, Mikhail, I've just got the feeling that they're trying to hit the ball too hard here. Just take a look at the way he hits the 6. Now, this is the last delivery, but I just want to take a look at the way he hit the left-arm spinner for 6. We'll just show you that in a little bit. And then I'd like to make the comparison to how he's playing now. Now just get the... There it is. A direct hit, he would have been heading back home. But... just take a look at this. He came down the track and it was all timing. And take a look at where it went. And this was the last ball of the last over, coming down the track and trying to hit it really hard, and absolutely no timing on that. So the name of the game right now is about timing. The ball coming nicely onto the bat. Use the bowler's pace to get the runs. Don't try and take the cover of the ball. We saw that Adam Rossington innings, we saw Jason Roy playing. They didn't really hit the ball really hard. They were timing the ball and they were getting the distance that they were desiring. That's more like it. That's more like it. That's gone all the way, and that was pure timing from young Panchal. That's exactly the point that I was trying to make. 300 sixes for the tournament. We're in the 14th day, and the Karnali Yaks are really turning it on here.
This is some hit. Yeah, just stand and deliver. They just sailed into the stands, rather grassy banks. Spoke about timing. That was a clear illustration of the sweet timing on that. Oh, I'll tell you what, this one even better. Priyank Panchal's taken some time, but he's dished out 2 deadly delights with the bat. What a hit.
Well, just take a look at that. He created a nice firm base for himself. There it is. The head firm, and the bat speed through the ball was optimum. That's the reason why it went so nicely. Just the timing on that. Well, they call it the smash factor in golf. That's an illustration of that. Really good piece of timing this from Priyank Panchal.
The pressure will be on Rishi Dhawan. What a welcome he's had to NPL. He's already given away 13 runs in the first 4 deliveries, and this man is in smash mode. Priyank Panchal. Wow. What's the comeback here by Rishi? Yeah, pace off. The but obvious option for most bowlers these days on surfaces like this.
Just take a look at that run-out opportunity. Mark Watt calling. He needed a direct hit. He was not even in the frame. He gave up halfway, just hoping that Burtel misses, and obliging there was the skipper, Kushal Burtel. We've seen Deepak. We've seen Dipendra Singh Airi, who has this uncanny knack of hitting the stumps from very awkward positions and angles. Nicely played, nicely run on the bounce. Really good end to the over. 14 runs off it. 3 done, 34 for none.
A good confident start here by the Yaks. They're taking their chances, they're running well, but more importantly, they're making full use of the field restrictions here in this steep chase. They've knocked off 34 in the first 3. They need 168 and 102. Their asking rate still close to 10. Game number 21.
It's close to 10, not above 10, but the current run rate 11.33. So they're going ahead of it. It's in the air. There is a fielder, Burtel, he's not going to miss out. Priyank Panchal will make the walk back to the dugout. First wicket down for the Karnali Yaks, and Pokhara Avengers congregate in the middle, celebrate that wicket off Priyank Panchal.
A smart bit of bowling here by Dhananjay Lakshan. Talk about the pace-off delivery, keeping it wide. And Panchal had to reach out to it, got the toe end of the bat, lacked the timing, lost his shape, and a very fine catch by Burtel. The Avengers draw first blood, and the overseas recruits are putting on a show. Panchal departs for a promising 16. It's 31. Jai Kishan Kosawala comes out of the fall of Priyank Panchal's wicket. Another very busy cricketer. Very innovative as well with the bat. He's evolved over a period of time. Plays all around the dial. Very exciting batter. Always on the lookout for runs. Yeah, there's not much time for a Yak batter to come and settle in. It's about just come and get a sighter, get going with the bat. And up against them are some very, very smart operators in the middle. Dhananjay Lakshan being one of them. He's playing leagues around the world, Jai Kishan Kosawala. More of a franchise cricketer. He's here because
Just getting a little restless there, Priyank Panchal, trying to get some extra runs. Very smartly bowled by Lakshan and Kushal Burtel, the skipper. Nice, comfortable catch.
he represented Baroda, 10 first-class matches for him, but then decided to move on and play a lot of franchise cricket around the globe. And I've seen him play some innings, and he's really turned on the magic with the bat.
He certainly likes his food, doesn't he? Jai Kishan Kosawala. There it is, left-handed batsman.
Wonderful delivery. Good captaincy as well with a slip in place. The changes in the playing 11 for the Avengers are working today. Jason Roy got the runs up front with a big partnership. Dhananjay Lakshan eking out a wicket very early in his spell. You make those wholesale changes, you only hope that something pays off in all of it, and so far it has all worked. Mr. Rambakuela is not pleased with something in the middle. Yeah, all he's trying to convey to Mr. Burtel is, in the run-up, please don't make those changes in the field. Mr. Rambakuela has the third eye, the Hawkeye. Runs. Kosawala off the mark. Not much will change, Fazil, with this man's approach in the middle. Mark Watt.
With the wicket of Priyank Panchal, how much pressure will it put on Mark Watt to not only get the runs, stay abreast with the run rate, and to keep his wicket intact? There it is. Now they've dropped from 11s to 9s.
This turned out to be a fabulous over. 2 runs and the big wicket of Priyank Panchal, and the Avengers are back in the contest. 36 for 1. Yeah, to all the coolest fans out there, Mighty AC will reward one of the most energetic fans with a brand new AC as the coolest fan of the day, and there are so many to choose from. Some are cool, some are vibrant, some are energetic. Well, take your pick. They're just adding to all the energy in the middle. Great start here for the Avengers. They've got runs with the bat. They've got an early wicket. Akash Chand making a comeback into the playing 11. He'll get to bowl from the Chobar end.
Love the ring to that Chobar end. Well, looking a little tentative right now, but with Jai Kishan Kosawala out there in the middle, I just cannot understand how you could drop Will Busisto, bring in Jai Kishan Kosawala. I wonder what the thinking is. Left-hander for an all-rounder, 3-dimensional player, a wicket-keeper for the all-rounder. Just doesn't fit in, Mikhail, to me.
Yeah, they began with Arjun Gharti as a wicketkeeper, then they went to Deepak Dumre, and now they've moved to Jai Kishan Kosawala at the expense of a Will Basisto. I'm sure the team management has their plans in place, but remember they've lost 3 on the bounce.
Well, Will Basisto, the kind of fielder that he is, the kind of bowler that he is, and the kind of batsman that he is, he'll always be in my playing 11 for sure. Because he lends so much flexibility to the captain. I'm just very, very surprised that they've made that choice.
Yeah, time to head across to the sidelines. We believe Jess Crow has someone alongside her. Whom do you have with you, Jess?
I'm joined here by Rajiv Kapoor, the CEO of the Avengers. Rajiv, sorry, an excellent start for the team tonight. How have you found it?
Come again, please.
How have you found the team performance tonight?
Well, it's been a roller coaster, because we started with a certain strategy. Unfortunately, even before the tournament started, we lost one of our best players, Chamindu. He broke his finger at the nets just 2 days before the tournament would start. And then during the tournament, we lost Dan. So it was kind of a seesaw thing, we had to quickly get together, scramble, get players in, go back to the drawing board, revisit the strategy, look at the team balance. But I'm happy today it's all coming together. It's been quite a journey, I would say. A lot of, sleepless nights, a lot of going to the drawing boards, a lot of, strategizing with the coach, with others, and given the love that we have in the social media, there was a fair amount of input from the fans as well, saying, you know, you should get this and then you should get this player. So all in all, I think it's a very exciting journey, I would say, despite all the setbacks that we have had.
Excellent. And touching on those players then, how nice has it been for you personally to be able to give these young local players the opportunity to, you know, perform on the big stage?
Oh, that's what NPL is all about. And even when we went in for the mini auction this time, we were very clear that we wanted to get more players, upcoming players, from the province that Pokhara is, which is the Gandagi province. And therefore, we got good players from Gandagi province also. After that, you know, the point was, you know, to make them ready for the bigger scale, and then, you know, look at their fitness, look at their fielding levels, look at their skill levels, and because there's quite a distance between where they were and this stage to rub shoulders with some of the best in the business. So it was quite hard work, I would say, with the coach, with the CNC coaches, with the fitness experts. So we had 2 camps, one in Pokhara, one in Gurugram near Delhi. So which gave the team, you know, the idea to gel together, to work together, to get to know each other, and then the coach and the support staff worked very well. They work very hard, tell them about the various angles in the fields and, you know, educate them about the process, because this is raw talent. Some of them are absolutely amazing cricketers. What they need is polish. What they also need is, you know, to know how to perform in certain situations, like the stress situations. You know, you cannot overnight prepare them. That's something which grows organically. So, but I'm happy, you know, that the players have been able to pull together. We've had some setbacks, which is true. Okay, in a game of cricket, there's only one winner. But I'm happy, you know, the way the boys have shown resilience. They come back, they say it doesn't matter. We will go perform in the next match. So it's been pretty satisfying in the sense. But there clearly is a long way to go.
Excellent. Well, best of luck to you in the Avengers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's head back to comms.
Thank you, Jess. Great man, Rajiv Kapoor. Had a couple of chats with him in the hotel some days back. Yeah, he's so full of energy and positivity as well. 47 for 1 after 5. And they just seem to be receiving some medical treatment over there. Is Jai Kishan Kolsawala, if I'm not wrong, he's just walked out and he seems to be in some pain.
Well, we've seen 200 surpassed for the 2nd time in the history of the Nepal Premier League. If Mark Watt keeps playing away, who knows, we might have a 3rd this evening. And the Yaks are going to need to hunt down what would be the highest total ever chased in the Nepal Premier League to harbour any real hopes of still qualifying for the top 4. Good strike from Mark Watt, goes all the way, brings the 50 up. I'll tell you something, the Scotsman, he's been impressive with the bat this season, and he's got the bit between his teeth already into the 30s.
We might see a new role for Mark Watt when he returns to his homeland, because you're right, he hits it clean over mid-on, mid-wicket. Those are his areas. You do feel as though he's the one man that can get them close.
I'd add one man to that, Kulshan Jab. And